Hi YouTube and welcome to week 27 of Pregnant with Twins. Okay, so in week 27, sorry, I'm not 27 weeks pregnant now, I'm just trying to remember. Week 27 I went back to work. That was a week and a half. Nobody knew I was pregnant with twins, yet I'm pregnant. Nobody knew. And Monday the 23rd of December I went into work, and I think my son's awake. I went into work and shock and horror. A lot of people were disappointed. A lot of people were shocked. A lot of people were confused. They were like, didn't you have the baby already? You left last year, December, with a belly, and you come back with an even bigger belly. What's going on? And some people, very few people were excited. Some people just looked at me like, oh my God, 3 boys under 3. Are you shitting me? You can't come back to work, your life is a mess. And I just thought, wow, is that your perception? Is that how intimidating children are to you? I didn't take that one too well. I'm from a large family. My nan had 6 girls, and one of my cousins got 5 children, and I moved in with her for a year to help her, and I believe that year that I spent with her really helped me and really prepared for me, not just with kids, but you know, in just life in general, dealing with things. So kids don't intimidate me. I always knew that I wanted a big family. But anyway, back to the response at work. To sum it up, basically somebody walked up to me and said, wow, Michelle, we were really looking forward to having you back, and now you're not even going to stick around. Like, how long have you got? 2 weeks? And then you're off again. For how long? And I simply said, well, you know, maternity for 1 year was really nice, but I think as it's twins, I should get 2 years. And the look on that person's face. So, yeah, it was a lot of reactions. I'm still getting reactions. People are still finding out. Yeah, people are still finding out that I'm pregnant. Some people don't even know it's twins. They just heard Michelle's pregnant again. So, yeah, I can't drive because I freak out. I thought I used to freak out in Trinidad because it was hot. This is just part of the pregnancy, or me basically. I freak out, I faint, everything goes white, and I hit the floor. I vomit, I do all sorts of stuff. So I don't want to drive because I don't know that I could stop the car and get myself in a safe position before I faint or freak out or whatever. So I don't want to drive. I can drive. I get on the bus. It's a 2-hour journey each way, but I'd rather sit on the bus and freak out than drive. The seatbelt is a problem anyway, and if anything covers my belly or comes too close, I immediately start vomiting. So even the bus is a bit hard. If somebody sits next to me, I'm already panicking. So yeah, the journey is quite toll taking, but it's good because I get to read books. I read this one, Spiritual Power for Your Family. This one was really good. I liked it. It's a good book. I swallowed that in 10 days. If you can read that. I'm just preparing all the books on families and God and spirituality and dealing with it and all that. I'm reading it now because I haven't read for over a year. I love to read. I would spend hundreds in a bookshop, and I will swallow those books one after the other, after the other, after the other. I will stop sleeping and start reading. So obviously with my son, he destroys my books, and I destroy him too. I write all over it, I underline it, I do all sorts of stuff with it. So I read that one while I was on the bus. That was really good, me time. And now I'm reading this one. It's called The Devil's Door. And it looks like a horror book. It sounds like a horror book, but it's actually by John Bevere. He's really good. He wrote Driven by Eternity. If you get the chance, read Driven by Eternity and listen to the audio as well, the audio story. This is John Bevere, and it says how obedience to God can protect you from bondage of sin. This is a horror book. This is a horror book. Before I wouldn't do stuff because it's like, oh, I don't feel like doing it. Now I'm scared. Really good book. Anyway, so yeah, I get on the bus and go. Yeah, work itself, I'm a receptionist, so I've got my pregnancy chair and I'm sitting, and if I'm uncomfortable or I feel like I'm going to freak out, I can stand up, I can walk around, I can go and get air, I can go to the quiet room and put my feet up. So it's not a strain being at work. Okay, I'm not lying on my back, you know, all day like I was in Trinidad, but it's not too bad, but it is tiring. And then I come back home and see my son. I was really worried about, you know, leaving my son and going back to work after a whole year with him, and there was a lot of emotional confusion and stress and all of that. And my mum came over from Italy like 3 days after I landed here, and my dad was there, and yep, and Zane stayed with. I just got up early, left home, he'd be sleeping, and the first day he did miss me, he did feel a little sad, but he got on with it. There was my brother, my mum, my dad, he was fine, and we had 2 weeks of that, and I got a bit of freedom. And then my mum went, and then my dad was looking after him, and the first day he was a bit sad. He wanted my dad to keep picking him up. He felt a bit lonely because the house was rammed with people, and now it's just him and my dad. But he's used to it. I've also found that he misbehaves when I'm with him. He cries, he moans, he complains, and with my dad he doesn't do any of that. And you know, I just thought that was normal, and now I'm starting to see that, okay, he knows where the authority lies. So if there's a man in the house, I would recommend it, as it is good for them. So anyway, yeah, that was week 27. I tried not to focus too much on the pregnancy because I knew I wasn't going to get seen. So I ain't got no belly shots, sorry. And my son's awake. And yeah, that was week 27. Thank you for watching. Like if you want to like, subscribe if you want to subscribe. Feel free to ask any questions, leave any comments, and coming up are some videos that I've done that you might find useful. Thank you, and I'll see you on week 28.